want to share with you my abortion experience. In 1991, I had an abortion, and I was really upset at myself for getting in that situation. And the baby's father, he didn't want children, and so he wanted an abortion as well. And so I made the appointment, and when I went to the Planned Parenthood, there were, it was a room, and there were ladies and other girls in there, and some had boyfriends and some had their moms, and most of it was just really quiet. Just, you didn't really look around. You just kind of, I guess you didn't want to be recognized. You were just there and just wanted to get everything over with. And I can remember during the abortion procedure, the machine, how it had a vacuum sucking sound, and I'll just never forget that sound. And the doctor, as he was there, asked me if I was a twin, which I thought was really odd because I just thought it was a blob or a mass of tissue, and so that just seemed weird. But I told him yes, that I was a twin. And after the procedure was over and I was in the recovery room, I can remember just sitting there and just feeling such a relief that it was just over, that everything was finished, and I could just go back to life as the way it was. It would just get back to normal. And now I realize that life is never normal again after an abortion. That night when I got home, how Satan had came to me in a vision when, and he just was so real to me, and just laughing and taunting me and just reminding me of what a terrible person I was, and how I'd always wanted children, and yet you murder your own children, and how I was just an awful person, and how no one would ever want me again, and I could never be forgiven of that, and how God would never want me, how I have to be so disgusting for God to even look at me, and there was no going back, there was no undoing that, and how I was stuck, and Satan was right. What an awful person I am, and I just had to live with that. And I can remember just getting more into drinking and just really avoiding people, just because I just felt like you could just look at me and you just knew that I had had an abortion, and I just didn't want to talk to anyone. And that's how Satan works. That's his agenda. He wants to be on your side, encouraging you and telling you how it's the right choice, it's the best choice. It could be our secret, no one has to know, and you could just go back to life as it was. And I realize now what a liar he truly is, and he wants to keep you from the forgiveness that God has for you. One day God came to me and was just, was speaking to my heart, and how Jesus just shared with me how I could be forgiven. That was why he died on the cross. He came for me, to cover my sins and my guilt and my shame, and just showed me what a liar that Satan is, and how if he can keep me bound and not asking for forgiveness for my sins, how I truly am just lost. I accepted Christ's forgiveness, and how he just shared with me that if I would come to him with all my broken pieces and my tears, and how he would just comfort me, and it was just so incredible, to where that weight of that sin just held me back to just the freedom that you get through Christ, and knowing that no one is perfect. We all sin, and that's why he came in, to experience that unconditional love that I've never known before, and just through the Holy Spirit walking with me through life, how it's just changed me forever. And God is just so amazing, just the forgiveness and just the redemption that I have found through him. December 7th, 1993 is when I accepted that forgiveness, and my life is just so different. It's just incredible, the freedom that you have from his forgiveness for you. Jesus came to give us life, and life to the full, and you don't really realize what living is until you truly surrender yourself to Christ. And how I'm so thankful to Retta and for all they've been, and just to see how they come alongside people, and just to help parents and moms and dads to be the best moms and dads they can be, and just to show that love. And it's just so amazing to be a part of that, and through the Forgiven and Set Free Bible study, how you could go back with the Holy Spirit went with me back to my abortion, and how he just showed me, God just showed me how he was there, all along, and how he gave me warnings, and he tried to to stop me from making that decision, but I ignored him, and even though he could condemn me, he doesn't. He just gives you so much forgiveness, and just to know that he walks with you through that. He truly is the El Roi. He is the God who sees. That it didn't surprise him when I made that abortion decision, and he wasn't happy. Obviously, it broke his heart as well, but he's there to love you through that, and he is the Jehovah Rapha, the God, the healer, and how he can go back and clean that wound and just take care of all of that, to where you can truly be forgiven and set free, and to live a life that's so victorious that you would just never even imagine was even possible. Conrad and Constance would have been 27 years old this year, and how I wish I would have given them a chance at life. I know they'd have been a blessing to me and my family, and how I wish I would have been brave enough to walk through that. But I just want others to know that there is help, that there is a God that knows and a God that sees, and he wants to walk with you through that.